You need the lights on back there.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Hi, everybody.
What it do, everybody? How y'all doing? How you doing? We forgot to turn the lights on.
Always something.
All right. So, welcome back to another round of the weekly live readings.
Yeah, we're doing them a little early this week because Mother's Day's on Sunday.
Yeah, doing them a little early. And I think now we're going to change it, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to be going back to our original schedule, which was
Saturday.
reading on Saturdays instead of Sundays now that soccer season is over. After this weekend. So.
Cool.
Yeah, a couple changes, but we'll get it all figured out.
Yep, we'll get her done. All right, let's get a couple people up in the room here. And you want to put the pinned comment in the...
Hi, everybody.
What's up, y'all? How you doing?
Don't you all come in at once now.
Well, this is Friday at 11 a.m. I was a little bit worried that everyone might be at work.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was thinking. We might have a little bit of a slow day, but you never know. Some people go on their lunch break. So we'll see what happens.
Maybe a lot of people at work, but whenever we do part 2, it'll be this evening. So
yeah, that's probably why there's not that many.
Yeah.
But it's okay. We will still get started, and everyone can watch the playback if you buy a reading and you can't watch it. So the link to join us and buy a reading is pinned in the comments. You can ask one question for $25. There is a section on there where you can be anonymous or have an alias. You don't have to say your real name. I know for some people, you don't really want to share your name. So we get a lot of people with aliases. So, anything else we should add to that? If you're gonna ask about a person, please include if it's a past person, current person, how long you guys have been together, or how long you guys been broken up.
Yeah.
Rich can read other than relationship questions, but he cannot give career options. He doesn't interpret numbers, not a medium. But all of that is in the description on our website when you're purchasing the reading. So all of that's there. We have a good size list. We have 7 people to start off with. So I'll get the lineup going on my end, and then while you're reading the first one, is that good?
Yep.
Okay. So first person is Mary. It says been working on self. Is karmic cycle complete? Hoping his learning lessons, or maybe I hope he's learning his lessons. The Aquarius Sun, Gemini rising. What is that one?
It's Virgo.
Virgo Sun.
Scorpio
rising. I'm finding closure, transmuting energy to healing self.
Okay, what's the question?
Is karmic cycle complete?
Oh, is karmic cycle complete? Okay. Well, are we 100% sure that it was a karmic contract? Are we 100% sure of that? I'm going to have to check on that before I can answer whether it's complete. I have to check and make 100% sure that it was a karmic contract. Let's see the soul contract. Let's see. Boom. 10 of Swords reversed. Emperor, Page of Cups. Okay. Well, I'm not seeing karmic energy coming through here. I'm not seeing karmic energy coming through here. But I know what you mean. Like, basically, is the soul contract complete? Yeah. The contract is complete. And this kind of feels like something. Did this go on and off maybe a time or two? If it didn't go on and off, like maybe you all just kept repeating the cycle over and over and over. Yeah, I think honestly, you completed your contract, whatever it was, a long time before the two of you actually parted ways. And yes, this soul contract served its purpose successfully. But so far, I'm not seeing any karmic energy in here. I'm not seeing that. Let me see if I can dig in a little bit deeper and see if it'll give me any other information about that. Ace of Swords. Ace of Pentacles, Emperor again, Five of Wands again. Okay. And again, I'm not really seeing any karmic energy here, but I'll tell you what I am seeing. It's something more along the lines of altering the trajectory of your life path. And, oh, there it is. There's the karmic wheel, the very last card that I pulled. Since it took so long for that to come out, I'm not 100% convinced that this was a karmic contract when you first came together. But I do think that a lot of karma was created. The original contract, yes, has been completed. It has a lot more to do with altering the course of your life path and helping turn you into a different version of yourself. And yeah, a lot of karmic energy was created there. But looking at your energy here, I don't really think right now you'll have any problem clearing that. That can take some time. I really don't have the time to sit and explain the difference between a karmic contract and karma that's created. It's a lot that goes into it, but a lot of karmic energy was created. But your energy, definitely, you look like the type of person that would have no problem clearing that. But to answer the question directly, yeah, the original contract was completed probably a long time before you all actually parted ways. So yeah, I would say you're in a pretty good spot.
Okay, next is for Aga. It says, met on a plane, second time spending a week together since March, texting every day, younger than me. Is this true love / together, David?
True love. Well, I guess let's look at the soul contract first. Let's see what brought the two of you together. Meeting on a plane. That's definitely divinely guided. Absolutely. So let me see. Eight of Wands reversed. Two more shuffles. Page of Wands reversed. Ten of Cups reversed. Five of Wands. Uh-oh. Well, I mean, true love. So this person is a very near and dear member of your soul family. You all have had many, many lifetimes together where you've played very close, intimate roles in each other's lives. I'm having a hard time seeing if there's a lot of potential for this to go anywhere. I'm thinking that it does. And I don't know what you mean by, is this true love? I mean, there's potential here. Yeah. Right now, though, what you're feeling is what I like to call soul recognition. So all the previous lifetimes you all have had together, and y'all have probably done it all, from husband and wife parent and child, brother and sister. You've had a lot of really close, intimate roles in each other's lives, and you're remembering that. So yeah, you could say that that's true love. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. But when we got the King of Wands reverse, Devil card, it's hard to say whether or not this person is really looking to settle down when the two of you first came together. There is potential here, though. There is potential. Let me see what the second spread says. Two of Wands, Six of Wands reversed. Queen of Pentacles reversed. Knight of Wands, Death card. Well, there is potential here. And yes, this person does have feelings for you. The only thing that kind of concerns me a little bit is right when the two of you first came together, I don't think finding someone to settle down with was on this person's top list of priorities. So if this person does find it in themselves, which I think there's potential here. Like I said, we got the King of Cups, Six of Cups again, because there's a really strong sense of soul recognition. There is potential to build something successful here. But when you say you all met on a plane, does that mean you're long distance? Are you long distance by chance? Because there are some blockages that are going to have to be overcome. And whether or not one, the other, or both of you is willing to overcome those blockages, that will be what determines whether or not you all are able to lay a solid foundation. There is potential, though. There is potential. And like I said, is it true love? Yeah, because you're feeling the soul recognition of all of your previous lifetimes. So, all right.
Okay, next is for Rose V. Aries woman, he's Capricorn male, 10 years on and off, now off. Lots of love, but contract feels completed. How do I move on? I need a sense of direction. What should be my next move?
10 years on and off.
That is a long time.
Yeah.
That is a long time. I could see why they probably kept getting back together. I mean, if they already invested. I mean, once it's out, maybe like the 7, 8 year mark, it's like, well, that's all you really are used to, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't really need a tarot card to tell you what your next move should be, but I guess I'll just give you an energy check. Let me see.
Well, then what would you say if you don't need a tarot card?
Well, let me see the energy. Because it depends on how much healing has been done and how much damage has been done. Let's see, man, the Three of Swords and the Two of Wands. Okay, so right now, the next move is to sit still and make a solid, firm, unequivocal decision that it's never going to happen again. See, whenever you go on and off with somebody like that, the problem is one, the other, or both of you becomes comfortable coming back together and breaking up. And this person, I guarantee you, is thinking y'all are just going to come back together again. Now, I don't know how that happens. I don't know if they're the ones that comes and pursues you, or if you do, or maybe it's both. But this person is absolutely expecting y'all to come back together at some point. So the test is when that time comes around, are you going to do the same thing you've been doing for the last 10 years, or are you going to make a different decision? So the next step is to make the solid, firm, unequivocal decision. I'm on a new path. I'm on a new path. I'm not doing that again. And you'll probably be tested a couple of times. Probably. Most of the time, those on and off relationships whenever it turns off, it doesn't just turn off for good. You know, there's somebody who tries to test it a couple of times. And the question is, are you going to do the same thing you did last time or do something different? Let me see what the second spread says here. Yeah, devil card reversed. So you're at the stage in the game right now where you have to be patient and get comfortable with your new path. I don't know if you grabbed up my course on healing, but I talk about this a lot. I'm not saying just wait and let time heal you. That doesn't work. But that is a part of the healing process. In the very beginning, it isn't really a good idea to waste a bunch of time driving yourself nuts, trying to figure out how to heal and what you need to do next. Because right now you need to dedicate yourself to that new path. This is my new path, period. You're more than likely going to be tested. Okay. It would not surprise me if this person does something, to try to see if they can sneak their way back in, and getting comfortable with your new path for no less than 1 year, no less. So yeah, you're at the part of the game right now where patience and getting comfortable is your number one priority. I know that sounds kind of cheesy and doesn't sound like much, but that's very important. Very important. So,
Okay.
all right.
Next is for Sage, and it says, Gemini, Cancer, cusp, wondering if I should trust my baby's dad, or whatever, and let him back in our lives. He left us a year ago for partying and his friends, but he's acting like he is changed and ready to settle down. I don't know if he is or not.
Okay, well, first I got to look and see if the soul contract is complete or not. 10 of Pentacles. Hangman reversed. Empress reversed. Lover's card reversed. Well, I kind of feel like with the Empress reversed and the Lover's reversed, it feels like the contract is complete. However, that's not a guaranteed deal breaker. You can rewrite a new contract. But here's the problem. The energy is not the same. The energy isn't the same. So I guess I can see this person's intentions, but the energy is different now. The energy is completely different between the two of you. So if the two of you aren't a vibrational match anymore, it still won't work, no matter what his intentions are. But let's see. Let's see what this person's intentions are. Two of Coins reversed. Sun card. 5 of Cups reversed. Ooh, 7 of Cups. Okay, Devil reversed. Devil reversed. There's a lot of back and forth in here. A lot of back and forth. But with the Devil reversed and the Sun card in the upright, yeah, I do think that right now this person does have intentions of making a genuine change. That doesn't necessarily guarantee that they're going to stay on that path, but I do think that he does genuinely have intentions of changing. But he still has a long way to go and a lot of healing to do. A whole lot. Okay. And the question is, just because you have intentions to change, that doesn't mean that you're just going to change overnight. There's still going to be things that trigger you. You're still going to have urges to go do the shit you want to do, and are you strong enough to fight basically yourself while you're in the middle of all that? So can you trust him? I mean, I think he genuinely wants to change. The problem though is that the energy is so different now that I'm just not really convinced that it would feel the same, But To answer the question as directly as possible, can you trust him? Yeah, I think so. I think so. But I wouldn't let him in your life while you're still feeling doubt. If you're doubting it, don't do it. So, I know it's kind of a cliffhanger, but it's about all I can say about that.
Next is for Cameron. Will I get promoted by the end of this year?
Oh, let's see. Knight of Wands. Ooh, Lover's card. Seven of Swords reversed. Fool reversed. Honestly, I'm kind of seeing you keeping your options open and possibly maybe thinking about other options. So far here, I'm not really seeing a financial offer coming in from within. It kind of feels like this year you're wrapping up and completing your cycle. So we got the Five of Wands there. I don't know. Has there been a lot of drama at the workplace maybe? This is telling me you're probably going out and exploring other options. Let me see what the second spread says. Knight of Pentacles reversed. Two of Pentacles. I'm not really seeing a lot of movement from within. This is telling me more than likely I'm seeing you going and exploring other options and probably either looking for or starting a new job somewhere else, honestly. I'm mainly looking for the Page of Pentacles, but I'm not seeing that anywhere. And any pages that do come out reversed. So there's not a whole lot of energy supporting that. But with the Magician here, you could work on manifesting it. But if that's not really part of your path, even if you do manifest that, it would be temporary. You know, that's why sometimes you got to be careful what you manifest. Because if it's time for you to shift paths and what you're manifesting isn't part of your path, that doesn't mean you can't manifest it. But it can make things on the path a little bit more complicated, if that makes sense. But yeah, actually, honestly, more than likely by next year, this time I see you doing something totally different. All right.
All right. Next is for honesty. Does it look like I'm on the right track to attracting my life partner? I'm ready to start a family and settle down.
And we got to see if there are any other miscellaneous contracts due to come in. Ooh, Empress. That's good. Oh, I had a feeling that was going to come out. Seven of Swords and the Hierophant. So you'll more than likely be tested. You'll more than likely be tested. But, you know, as long as you pass a test, and you might be tested more than once. But yeah, right on the other side of that is your person. 100%. 100%. So don't let that freak you out. Don't let that scare you. As long as you have learned your lessons with all the past shit you've been through, you're never tested with something that you haven't been through before. Some people get scared, like, oh my God, I'm going to be tested. Well, as long as you learn the lesson, you ain't got nothing to worry about, you know? But yeah, to answer the question directly, so far it's looking like, yeah, Let me see what else wants to come through here.
Bugalug just went in his man cave.
Yeah. Bogey went in his man cave.
That's where he is all the time.
Oops, that card doesn't even belong in this deck.
Hey, maybe it's a good one. Is it relevant?
Ace of Pentacles.
How did that sneak in there now?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you had it on top of that.
Probably. King of Cups reverse, 5 of Pentacles. Okay. All right, yeah. Well, I do feel like you're going to be tested. And I'm not seeing a lot of tests that you need to go through. Not a lot. I just say that to be safe because most people are tested more than once. I don't know. Because every single person I've ever met who is currently with their divine life partner was tested at least once. Best case scenario, you completely avoid it and bypass it altogether and never even realize you were being tested. That's kind of rare, though. That's very rare. Worst case scenario, you repeat a past cycle. But most people, they find themselves in a situation. It feels off. Something doesn't feel right. So they back away. You still pass the test. But to answer your question as directly as possible, yes. Maybe 1 or 2 tests that you have to go through, but your divine life partner is all that's left.
Okay. Next is Celeste. Is the love interest that is new the direction I need to go in?
So you're dealing with a new person?
Mm-hmm.
So first we have to see what kind of soul contract y'all have. Six of Pentacles reverse, 7 of Swords reverse, Magician. 10 of Wands. I don't know if this is a long-term permanent contract, honestly. I don't know about that. Judgment reversed. There might not be a contract in this lifetime. This kind of looks like a classic case of a member of your soul family who you've had so many contracts with in previous lifetimes, but don't have a contract in this lifetime. And you see that happen a lot, where the two of you recognize each other on a soul level. And if you're not careful, that can end up pulling the two of you together and trying to come together when there is no contract. It's kind of what this is looking like. Let me just see what this person's intentions are. What are the new person's intentions? Ten of Cups. Well, I mean, this person wants to settle down, though. They do want to settle down. Ten of Pentacles and 10 of Cups. I mean, it looks like this person has pretty solid intentions. I'm just not seeing a long-term, solid soul contract for this lifetime. Lover's card reversed. Yeah. So, I mean, it depends on what you mean by that question. Is it the direction you need to go in? I wouldn't say that, because I don't think there's a long-term soul contract in this lifetime. However, this person does have intentions of settling down and having something serious. So it depends on what you want to do with that. Is it possible to still lay a solid foundation? Yeah, it is. It is. It's possible to write a contract in real time, even though there wasn't a pre-birth contract. I would just say feel it out, though. Feel it out. If it goes too much longer, and you're still a little bit confused as to whether or not you should move forward with this, then you might not want to. You don't want to go into it with a bunch of doubt. All right.
Okay, next is Anonymous. I recently met someone and there is a great connection so far, but there's a 10-year age difference. Do you see the age difference causing an issue?
I mean, I get questions like that, not all the time, but it's not uncommon. I would imagine that if it was going to cause an issue, it already would have, wouldn't it?
If they just recently met, I mean, a 10-year age difference. Okay, like what if they're like 18 and then the other person's like maybe like 30? Okay. Well, they wouldn't be 30, but maybe if it's that, because I feel like as you get older, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Maybe, like you're 30 and then dating someone 40, it's kind of like, oh yeah, it's not a big deal. But if you're a little bit younger, it's like 25 dating 35, it's like, bro, they're almost pushing 40. Okay, I'm in my youth, but I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, it would depend on the dynamic there. Is that person in the chat? No, they're anonymous, so they probably don't want to. Two of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. Well, the only thing that I'm seeing here is the two of you like having a hard time connecting at the deepest level. I would imagine, I could be wrong on this, but the person you're dealing with is the young one. Oh,
or that. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
That could be an issue too. If they're too young, they could be too immature.
Yeah. And it can be really difficult to connect with somebody, a lot younger than you. I'm just seeing y'all having a hard time connecting. And depending on how young this person is, like she was saying, if this person's like 20, 21, 22, then this person is still going through lots of changes. But I don't want to dig that too deep because I don't know who the oldest one is. But yeah. I mean, honestly, yeah, I'm seeing it being a little bit difficult for you all to connect and stay connected. Let me see what the second spread says. Page of Cups. Page of Cups. Man, it could. There is a potential that it could cause an issue. It's possible. It depends, I guess, on how patient you are. I don't want to say too much without knowing what the ages are and who the oldest one is. But the only thing I can say here is that it could potentially cause an issue. Could potentially. And it has to do with being able to connect at the deepest level and grow and evolve together as time goes on. And since I don't know which is which, I can't really say a whole lot, because if you're the oldest one, that would be totally different than if you're the youngest one. There'd be two totally different pieces of advice and whatnot. It's possible, though. It could potentially cause an issue. But without...
Oh, she said that she's the older one.
You're the older one? Now, what are the ages?
If you don't mind sharing.
If you don't mind, yeah. Yeah, what are the ages? We can hide your comment if you want, I guess. If you don't want to be public.
Yeah. I'll delete it. 33 and 23. Okay, that's what I was saying.
Okay, yeah.
It had to have been something like in the 20s, because that's huge. Yeah. Especially you're a female too, and like we mature so much more, and we're more mature than a 23-year-old.
Yeah, and I would imagine you're dating a male. I would imagine. And a 23-year-old dude is got a lot of growing to do. A whole lot. And it would depend on how patient you are to be able to connect at that deepest level and then grow and evolve with him as he grows and evolves, you know? I just would say it would take a lot of patience on your part, a whole lot. Other than that, though, if you have the patience and whatnot and the understanding, then you could potentially pull it off, potentially. But like I said, in the next 5 years, this person, by the time he turns 30, he's going to be a completely different person.
That's true.
And the two of you growing together is the most important part. So it's possible that it could cause an issue, but it depends on, I guess, your patience.
And if it is true love.
Yeah. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, if both of you are dedicated to it, there's nothing that's going to stand in the way. Nothing at all.
Yeah.
So
it's not impossible.
Yeah, I've seen it happen.
But you know, like if you're 33, like you know you're nothing like when you were 23. So I think that's probably why you ask.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's love, and we want to know.
Yeah.
So
if y'all are both dedicated to it enough, you can plow through anything together. So
good luck. All right, next we have Crystal. Says, will my ex-best friend and I ever get closure or rekindle our friendship? I cut her off a few years ago because she's toxic and not evolving. I just miss her so much. I'm a Sag and she's a Taurus. Wow, that sounds so familiar.
Let's see. 3 of Cups. Tower card reversed. Page of Wands. Well, I mean, if you're waiting on this person to take action towards you, probably not. But with the Tower card reverse here, there is potential for reconciliation. But it kind of just looks like both of you are sitting stagnant with the door hanging open, you know. And with the Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands, I highly doubt this person has done a whole lot of evolving with 2 pages here. The pages are the most immature characters in the entire tarot. Well, King of Pentacles reversed, Ace of Cups. There's potential for it. But I don't really see this person taking action towards you. Let me see what the second spread says. Judgment reversed. Pretty strong feeling of unfinished business there. 6 of Wands. Whoops. Fool card reversed again. So there's potential for it. There is potential for it, but if you're waiting on them, probably not. If that's the only way it can go down, if they have to come forward to you, probably not. It would probably have to be you that initiates things, and it would probably be a slow process of feeling it out energetically. And you know, if this was a few years ago and this person's not evolving and you are, it very well could be the two of you might not even be able to carry on a conversation with each other, you know, if that's been happening that way. But there's potential for it, but I would suggest that you take action towards it if that's what you're wanting. Because if you're waiting, probably not.
Okay, this next one, I am waiting to hear from them, but they're not in the chat, so I guess I'll have to email them.
It would be nice.
Because that's their question.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a super short list right now. Oh, like one just came in, but if you want to get on our list right now, the link is in the comments. $25 for one question. Probably gonna be a short day today.
Well, like I
everybody's
said,
probably at work.
right now everybody's at work, so
yeah, we don't normally do these on weekdays. So
but we'll be doing a part 2 this evening. So
yeah. So if you want to get on our list right now, it's a really short list. Like I said, pinned in the comments. Next is for Mal. It says, I want to get my license doing hair. Would I be successful at doing this career?
license at doing hair. Let's see. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I would say so. Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. It don't get much more clear than that. I would go for it if I was you. Empress. Yeah, I would say so. 3 of Pentacles. Hey, it don't get much more clear than that. Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Empress, 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, my only concern is, and this is anything that you do, I don't care if you're doing your dream job for a living. You might get a little bit disillusioned with it and tired of it after a couple of years, but that's anything. But yeah, that looks pretty damn good. That looks pretty good. It doesn't get more positive than that. Let's see what the second spread says. Page of Swords reversed. And the Hierophant, yeah. Ooh, Tower card. Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Yeah, and I would even go as far as to say you might want to hurry up and get on that as soon as you can. I don't know what it is that you're doing now, but it's kind of telling me that if you don't go ahead and hop on this path right now, things in life are going to start getting a little bit rough and a little bit bumpy. Dang. So, Queen of Pentacles again. Yeah, I would jump on that if I was you. 100%.
Dang. That's cool. Okay, so this is our last one for part 1. And then we'll come back for part 2 later. All right, Lexi. What did you say Lexi was yesterday?
Exy leg.
He said that, and I was like, it sounds like you're saying sexy legs or sexy leg. Wait, say it again?
Saying Lexi in Pig Latin, exy leg.
Yeah. Well, the windows are rolled down, so I couldn't really hear him that good. I was like, it sounds like you're saying sexy leg. All right, anyways. It says, me and my boyfriend have been together 4 years. I'm a Gemini. He is Aqua. Is ever going to propose? Oh, is he ever going to propose? Y'all and your grammar.
For 4 years. Huh. Well, first, let's just see the soul contract, just to be safe. Boom, 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 boom. 4 of Wands reversed. Karmic wheel. So this is absolutely a past life karmic soulmate. And the good news is the karma has not been cleared. So there's still room. Matter of fact, I would even go as far as to say that this is a long-term karmic contract. I would go as far as to say that. So that's good. That means that there is potential to build a solid foundation here. Okay, that's the main thing I wanted to look at. Gonna propose after 4 years. Have you all talked about marriage, or do you know this person's views on marriage? Because I know nowadays there's lots and lots of men who are scared of marriage. Because it's so easy to get fucked over royally as a man. So easy. So I would imagine, though, if he trusts you and doesn't think you're going to do that, I don't see why he wouldn't. I don't know. Let's see. A lover's card. Well, I mean, he does believe that you are his person. But I'm not seeing anytime soon him making the offer to take things to the next level. He very well may be of the belief that if you're my person, it doesn't matter what's written down on paper. You know, we're together or we're not. You know, because some people view it like that. Like, what difference does being married make? We're together, we're together. You don't have to be married, you know. I don't know. I don't want to dig that up too deep because I don't know the conversations you all have had. I don't know what his views are on marriage and whatnot. He does believe you're his person. But if I was you, I would maybe bring it up in conversation and talk about it and, you know, at least let it be known that you would like to be married one day and start putting that in the air, because probably not anytime soon. I don't really see him that being on his list of priorities, because that's, like I said, a lot of men are afraid of marriage, and a lot of men don't prioritize, you know, having it written on paper. Like, if we're together, we're together. You build a life partnership. Just because the government recognizes it, that doesn't mean that we're not life partners, you know? So, yeah, I would bring it up in conversation and maybe talk to him a little bit about it, because it doesn't look like he's planning on it right now.
Yikes. Go to his phone and be like, wedding proposals. Propose to your wife. Whatever. Like, remember when people do that? And then the AI or whatever is going to hear it. And then ways to propose to your wife. Diamond rings.
That's silly.
Honeymoon destinations.
That's funny.
And then see if that works.
Have you done it to my phone?
No, but tell me if it starts showing you stuff like that now that I said that.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so do you want to come back in 3 hours or do you want to come back at 4?
What would you rather?
I would come back at 3.
We're on the West Coast, so.
I mean, people who are on the East Coast, it'd be 6.
You want to come back at 3?
Yeah, let's come back at 3.
Okay. All right. So we will come back at 3 p.m. Pacific time to do part 2 and give everybody a chance to get off work and, you know, settle down and chill out. So, yeah, 3 p.m. Pacific time. So, got 3 hours.
Yes. All right. See you guys later.
See y'all later.